How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about IDEX, Ideanomics. I know it has been a minute. Many are saying, Dre, we need to get an update. It's been a while. So you know what? I'm going to put this video together and we're going to go over it. So the first thing we have to cover is the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing that we're going to be going over is a technical analysis, taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. Yes, earnings is coming up in August as well. Can we look forward to seeing a run up? Hey, we're going to be covering all of that. And then secondly, we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. This is key. If this play has short squeeze potential, then we can see some strong moves to the upside from Ideanomics. And then when that is done, we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. Are institutions getting involved? Are they buying up a lot of shares? We're going to find out because this does have an impact on the stock price. And then when all of that is done, we'll be jumping into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for Ideanomics. Let's see how it performed on Friday. So it ended up closing at $2.46, being down 5.02%. On the low, it tested $2.42, and then on the high, testing $2.58. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, it traded at 6.913 million shares. And as far as for the average volume over 10 trading days, being at 9.119 million shares. So taking this into consideration, yes, we did have below average volume and it was a Friday, so we ended up seeing a pullback in the overall price. So now the chart we're using is a 1-year daily chart. When we take a look at our indicators down below, we can see the RSI is right around 42.93. When we take a look at the indicators on the chart, we are definitely below the 100-day, the 21-day EMA, but as you can see here, we are also below the 200-day as well. And closing at $2.46, you can see we're hanging right on an area of support for Ideanomics. So there's two things that could actually happen here, and what we want to look forward to in regards to the bullish case scenario, knowing that earnings is going to be coming up on August the 16th, we'd want to see it come up here to reclaim and pass the 21-day EMA, so we essentially look forward to seeing that move going to around $3. We already know as far as getting to $3, this will be a psychological level. This will be an area of resistance, and of course, you'd want to look forward to seeing some momentum. Now, it can decide to go the other way now, and we end up testing areas of support right here around $2.24. And if we did want to break through this area, then the next level will be right here around $2. So as far as the range and as far as if you believe in the long-term prospects of Ideanomics, there's not much risk here when you take a look at it, right? So one of the things that I want to really point out is know that range I'm talking about. So we know this range where it could possibly pull back to $2, but me personally, I'm not seeing that, because even if we go back here when it did dip to around the 225 area, we could see this was back on the 13th of May. We also have it going there as well on the 21st of April. So this is part of the reasons why I feel like this should be able to stay as a strong area of support. But if it does, you already know where the next line of defense will be. But I'm bullish. I think it'll stay above here, and I'm looking forward to seeing a run up. If we don't get it, of course, just like what I said previously, I want to see some continued strength here at this level around the mid $2 range. So we're on Fintel. We're going to take a look at the short interest information for Ideanomics. So we can see the short volume ratio here at 11.63%. As we scroll down on the page, the short shares availability is at 800,000, updated 5 minutes ago. And as far as for the short ball fee rate, it is at 7.55%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we could see here for July the 23rd, it being at 43.80. But do keep in mind throughout this entire period from the 23rd all the way to the 12th, you could see here it was as high as 58.61 back on July the 16th. So taking everything into consideration here, yes, Ideanomics definitely has some short squeeze potential here, but do keep in mind of the fact this is dependent on buying pressure. Of course, we do know earnings is going to be coming up, so there might be able to see some spikes in the stock leading up to that as well. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for Ideanomics. So we could see here on the inflow we have 3,923, and on the outflow we have 3,564. We have 0 on the large, 2,588 on the medium, and on the small we have 1,334. When we take a look at the outflow side, we have 3,564 with 202 on the large, also 2,336 on the medium, and on the small we have 1,020. But we still ended up having an inflow day overall. So now when we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see we had some big time outflow days on the Friday the 23rd being at 202.09, and as well as on the 21st having it at 234.78. Do keep in mind we had 0 on the 22nd, 0 on the 20th, and we also had 0 on the 19th. So analyzing what we just went over with the order flow, we are seeing institutions, yes, they are unloading some shares just by taking a look at those outflow days, especially most recently on the Friday. But of course, this is of no surprise. I told you guys about the shift that is happening inside of the market. We have these big time mega caps that are doing their earnings, they're releasing it, and the numbers are looking great, and the institutions are just moving money. And it's part of the reasons why we've been seeing, as far as for these small cap stocks, they're being impacted by this, and we can see this clearly going on with Ideanomics. But the great thing is, when we were doing the technical analysis, it is hanging on an area of support, and we do have earnings to look forward to as well. So now let's jump into the final thoughts. So for my final thoughts for Ideanomics, there's definitely a lot to look forward to going into the week, and part of the reasons being is we want to see some strength. We've been seeing a lot of these small cap stocks getting beaten up quite a bit. And hey, we're trying to see some inflows here. We want to see some green. Now, the other thing that I want to go over as well, when we went on Fintel, we see Ideanomics has a lot of short squeeze potential here. So what this means is if we have a lot of buying pressure and there's a lot of volume coming through the stock, maybe getting a catalyst and so forth, then we could look forward to seeing a bit of a spike, but nothing too strong. And part of the reasons being is I feel the shorts who are inside of this play are really trying to suppress the price down, especially going into earnings. There's going to be a lot of eyeballs on Ideanomics. On their last earnings report, things were good. They ended up beating expectations. So what they want to see is, are they going to be able to beat it on their next earnings report? So I feel just taking that into consideration, shorts are going to take advantage, especially if we take a look at the volume that was happening on the day. It's been different, especially for small cap stocks overall in general. Of course, when stocks are being sold off, you're not going to see a lot of buying going on. It doesn't bring on a lot of interest because, again, there's so many who are used to buying stocks when they begin to run up. They don't like buying them when the price is actually down. We see this big time when it goes with retail investors. So taking all of this into consideration here, this play is going to require some patience. So if you do believe in the long-term prospects of Ideanomics, because I feel that, you know what, I think this company does have a lot going for it. That's why I've made many videos about it as well. So just taking it where the current price is where it's at, I feel like there's not much downside risk whatsoever, but do keep in mind of the fact I feel like the next earnings report, which is going to be coming very soon, which is near the beginning of August, is definitely going to be very, very important. If we see another earnings beat, then of course I'm looking forward to seeing Ideanomics get to that $3 level and show some strength. But even if it doesn't do that, I want to make sure I'm clear here. Even if it doesn't go to the $3 level or the $4 level, we already know as far as the price target on it, I think it's like $7. So just taking all of that, even if it doesn't happen, I would still buy shares. I know you're saying, like, why would you buy shares if they ended up beating earnings, but the stock ended up pulling back? Because at the same time, whenever you see a company that is improving, doing better consistently, you're seeing improvements on their earnings report. So their day-to-day operations haven't changed, but at the same time, they're becoming more efficient and more profitable, even though the market doesn't recognize it. That's your opportunity to pounce. Because if they can continue to do this and you see, well, you know what, you did your homework, you did your due diligence, they have it all figured out, the market will realize it later. And by the time they realize it and institutions start putting money in it, you're already in there and you're already riding the rocket. So that's why I wanted to keep you guys updated. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.